There are mornings when simply getting up feels like climbing a mountain. If you've ever sat on the edge of your bed, holding your knees and wishing the pain would ease before you take that first step, you'll know exactly what I mean. For years, I thought this was just part of growing older. That the sharp ache when standing, the stiffness in my legs, and the hesitation before walking down the stairs were all things I had to accept. But then I discovered something surprisingly simple, a morning drink made from everyday foods that you probably already have in your kitchen. No expensive treatments, no complicated diets, just 3 humble ingredients blended together, and within weeks, I noticed a difference I didn't think was possible at my age. Today, I'm going to share this with you. Not only the recipe, but the reasons it works, the science that supports it, and the real changes you can expect if you commit to making it part of your routine. Because if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Sometimes the smallest habits can unlock the biggest changes in our health. There was a time when even short walks felt overwhelming. I remember standing at my front door, looking at the garden just a few meters away and thinking, will my knees carry me there today? Every step came with a mix of grinding sounds and dull pain. At night, the discomfort followed me into bed. I tossed, I turned, and I woke up tired, not because I hadn't slept enough, but because the pain never really gave me rest. I tried all the usual solutions. Creams that promised instant relief, but only numbed the skin for an hour. Strong medications that dulled the pain, but left me groggy and worried about side effects. I even tried special teas, supplements, and expensive treatments. Each time I hoped this would be the answer. Each time, the relief was short-lived. What made things harder wasn't only the physical pain. It was the feeling of being left behind. Watching others enjoy walks in the park, climb stairs without thinking, play with grandchildren, while I sat quietly, rubbing my knees, pretending everything was fine. The truth is, I felt stuck in a body that no longer matched my spirit. I wanted to be active, to keep up with life, but my joints kept saying no. That was the hardest part, the sense that I was slowly losing my independence. Then came the moment I least expected. One afternoon, as I was sitting on the porch massaging my knees, a neighbor stopped by. She noticed the way I was moving and asked gently, "Are your joints giving you trouble?" I laughed it off at first, the kind of laugh that hides frustration. But she leaned closer and said, "I used to be exactly like that. I couldn't walk more than a few steps without wincing. But now, I can climb stairs again without gripping the railing." I was curious. What had she found? Surgery? Expensive therapy? Some new pill? Her answer surprised me. No, nothing complicated. Just a drink I started making every morning. Honestly, my first reaction was doubt. How could a simple drink succeed where medications and treatments had failed? But she insisted I try it for just a week. That night, her words echoed in my mind. I thought about all the money I had already spent, the sleepless nights, the hope that never lasted. I had nothing to lose except maybe my pain. So the next morning, I gathered the ingredients, blended them together, and took the first sip. I had no idea then that this tiny act would mark the beginning of my recovery. The drink wasn't some exotic potion. It was built from 3 simple foods you can find in almost any kitchen: prunes, oats, and coconut milk. At first glance, it looked ordinary. But together, they created something powerful, a natural way to soothe stiff joints, ease inflammation, and support long-term mobility. Let me explain why. Prunes, the unexpected hero. Most people think of prunes only as a remedy for digestion, but for joints, they're a hidden gem. They're rich in polyphenols, natural plant antioxidants that calm down the swelling inside our knees. They contain vitamin K and potassium, both crucial for keeping bones strong and reducing the risk of fractures. Studies have shown that older adults who eat prunes regularly actually improve bone density, a huge advantage if osteoporosis or arthritis runs in the family. When I started drinking them in smoothie form, I noticed something subtle at first. My legs didn't feel as heavy in the morning. That alone felt like progress. Oats, gentle energy, plus inflammation, Fighter oats bring in beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber that does two wonderful things. Helps steady blood sugar, important since spikes in sugar worsen inflammation. Acts as a calming shield inside the body, lowering those silent fires that cause stiffness. For seniors, oats also give steady energy. Instead of feeling drained by midday, I felt more capable, even walking to the market without needing to stop for rest. Coconut milk, nourishment for joints. Coconut milk isn't just creamy, it's like lubrication for your body's hinges. Its healthy fats soothe muscles and reduce tension. It supplies magnesium and potassium, minerals that help muscles relax and keep nerves firing smoothly. For anyone who avoids dairy, it's a gentle alternative that still provides strength. I like to think of it this way. If prunes are the repair workers and oats are the steady fuel, coconut milk is the oil that keeps the gears turning without grinding. When blended together, these three ingredients transformed from ordinary foods into a morning ritual of self-care. And little by little, they gave me back something I thought I'd lost. The freedom to move without fear. I didn't expect much on the first day. It was just a smoothie. How different could it really be? But by the third morning, I noticed something small yet important. My legs didn't feel as heavy when I stood up. By the end of the first week, the stiffness that usually greeted me every morning had softened. I wasn't moving like an athlete, but I no longer had to brace myself before climbing the stairs. That fear, the one that made me grab the railing and hold my breath, began to fade. What surprised me most wasn't just the reduction in pain. It was how my energy returned. Before, even a short trip to the corner market felt exhausting. But after a couple of weeks with this drink, I walked there with more confidence, carrying my bag of groceries without stopping every few steps. By the third week, I realized something else. I had cut back on the pills. The ones I once thought I'd need forever. They sat untouched more often, because I didn't rely on them the way I used to. And that gave me peace of mind. Fewer side effects, less worry about what those chemicals were doing to my body. After a full month, the change was undeniable. My mornings started lighter. My knees didn't lock up when I got out of bed. And best of all, I felt independent again. I could walk to visit friends, play with my grandkids on the floor, and stand back up without grimacing. Of course, everyone's journey is different. Some might notice results in just a few days, while others may need a couple of weeks. But what matters most is consistency. This isn't a miracle that happens overnight. It's a habit, one small act of care, repeated daily, that brings steady, lasting change. One of the biggest challenges with any healthy habit is staying consistent. Drinking the same thing every morning can get boring. That's why I started experimenting with small changes. And to my surprise, the variations not only kept it interesting, they also boosted the benefits. Here are some of my favorites. Swap banana for apple. Sometimes I replaced the banana with half an apple. It gave the smoothie a lighter, fresher taste and added quercetin, a natural compound that helps reduce swelling in the joints. Perfect if you prefer less sweetness in the morning. Add turmeric plus black pepper. On colder days, I like to sprinkle in a teaspoon of turmeric and just a pinch of black pepper. Turmeric's active compound, curcumin, is famous for fighting inflammation. The pepper isn't about spice. It actually helps your body absorb curcumin better. Together, they give the drink a golden color and an extra layer of healing. Chia seeds for extra strength. Some mornings I tossed in a spoon of chia seeds. When soaked, they turn slightly gel-like, adding texture while delivering plant-based omega-3s and fiber. These tiny seeds help lubricate joints, ease stiffness, and keep digestion moving smoothly. Yogurt for creaminess. Another variation I loved was replacing half the coconut milk with plain yogurt. This made the drink creamier, but more importantly, it brought probiotics, the good bacteria that support gut health. And a healthy gut helps your body absorb nutrients more effectively, meaning your joints benefit even more. Ice for refreshing days. On hot summer mornings, I blended in a few ice cubes. It turned the smoothie into a chilled, refreshing drink, almost like a treat, but still full of the same healing ingredients. By rotating these variations, I never got tired of the routine. Each version felt like a new recipe, but the foundation remained the same: prunes, oats, and coconut milk. No matter the twist, every sip reminded me I was making a choice to care for my body. Living with pain doesn't just slow down the body. It can slowly chip away at your spirit. It takes away confidence, makes every little task feel harder, and leaves you feeling older than your years. But here's the hopeful part. Change doesn't always come from something complicated. Sometimes it comes from a small daily choice. For me, that choice was this simple morning drink. Not a miracle, not instant magic, but a steady act of care that gave my knees and my life a second chance. Every time you pour this smoothie, you're not just blending fruit and oats. You're blending hope, consistency, and a promise to yourself that your health still matters. And trust me, that's powerful. So here's my question for you. Are you ready to take that step? Are you ready to give your body a chance to heal naturally, to walk with more freedom, to wake up with less stiffness and more energy? Don't wait for another month of pain to pass by. Start tomorrow morning. Try it for 1 week, notice the difference, and then keep going. If you believe, as I do, that nature often gives us exactly what we need, then let this be your reminder. You don't have to give up. Every pain-free step is already a victory worth celebrating. Share this with someone you love who struggles with knee pain. Leave a comment below. I choose to live pain-free. Make it your personal commitment. And subscribe to this channel because I'll be sharing more natural, senior-friendly recipes that support your health and independence. Your journey back to strength and freedom starts with one small glass. Take that step, and let's walk this path together.